Hey everyone, so today is Dylan's birthday and his favorite show is Ben 10. So we are going to talk about Ben 10. Over to you, birthday boy.
So, in Ben 10, there, like, what do you call it? We've already discussed a little bit about Ben 10 in the previous episodes, a little bit. But what I want to talk about today is getting a little more in depth with the characters of Ben 10, aside from Ben himself and his aliens, not the Mexican ones. So, I was specifically Gwen, because if we go into
Mm-hmm.
Alien Force, Ben 10 Alien Force, which is the second installment, right? So, if was it Alien Force or Ultimate Alien? I think it was. I think it might have been Ultimate Alien, where we are revealed that Gwen is actually a full-on alien.
Alien Force.
Yeah, okay. So it's like we get the reveal that Gwen is actually a full-on alien, thanks to her grandmother being a full-on alien.
Go Grandpa Max.
Oh yeah. So because of this, she's actually a being made of pure magic and has a lot of control over it, a lot of skills and abilities. But we never see her use it. We see her use it maybe once or twice, but she's so dumbed down in every other episode after that big reveal. It just doesn't make sense. Like the scale that she has her power set at, she could have her own show at that point.
Yeah, Gwen's potential is never really, even close to being used. It's unfair to her, I guess, because she is a full-on alien and those aliens are made of full of mana energy which humans use as magic energy. So she's like Scarlet Witch basically. She is the most strongest sorceress there is on earth. And like she used it a bit in OG Ben 10 but not like that as a real sorceress from Charmcaster. But now that she is an alien made of mana energy, she could be doing so much more. So yeah.
Yeah, and even then, what do you call? There was an episode where she was protecting Kevin and herself by some, I can't remember, but there was some kind of electric rod basically,
Mhm.
and it was falling on them, and all Gwen did was put a shield around herself and Kevin, rather than just throwing it away with her powers. She just stood there submissively. I would have said menacingly, according to the meme, but there was nothing menacing about that.
Yeah, she didn't use her powers at all. Like the potential again, the potential was unused to a very sad scale. She could have done so much. She was even given some limelight, but when she was given limelight, it was as another Omnitrix holder, which is completely unfair to her. She
Exactly.
herself is a very strong. She can beat Ben in some alien forms actually.
Exactly. I mean, Ben is beatable in some alien forms normally as well, like gray matter. Like, if he's just gray matter in a room, he can get squashed easily. But yeah, even some aliens that are meant for combat,
Yes.
not meant, but they have combat abilities further than humans.
I think when like if her potential unlocks, she can beat Wrath and like the likes of Wrath.
Yeah, I mean, like even heat blast,
Huh.
the man may be able to fly and shoot fire, but what's he gonna do in a bubble?
I know exactly. So yeah, Gwen and also Gwen was really good looking.
Agreed.
Everyone agrees, alright? This is a fact. Everyone agrees. We entered a stage of life with her, which is not seeing everybody as a child.
I mean, especially Kevin.
Kevin was like, oh my god, I'm gonna change the side now. I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, let's get to Kevin's side of this story. Like,
I
where?
actually like Kevin more than Ben.
Why?
Why? Because his power. His power is basically he can absorb any material, become that material, and also later shapeshift using that material, which is super awesome. Like, get adamantium and vibranium and stuff like that. He can like get both in him and like make that alloy of that, transform into weapons, and like bam, unbeatable. Plus he can legit absorb alien life forms and like life forms as a whole, all kind of energy as well. He is super dope. Like Gwen, his potential also very sadly unused.
Actually, I would argue that Kevin's like potential ability was not used to the max, but it was shown a lot more than.
A lot more than Gwen, much more than Gwen, but still not enough.
Yeah, I mean, because in the OG Ben, he was already at his max potential.
Huh.
He, like, first he started with just absorbing electricity from vending machines in the arcades and just getting rich and getting by life that way. And then he met Ben. And both of them had the idea of getting that sumo slammer
Yes.
video game. And they went on this little adventure, and he found out that Ben can turn into these aliens. And then Kevin accidentally, he accidentally absorbed. I won't even say accidentally. It was just, I don't think he even knew he could do that. He just did it out of instinct, which, good on him. Otherwise, his hand would be burnt as because he was absorbing the power of heat blast in that moment.
Yeah.
So that's when he learned that he can, like, he doesn't have to stick to elements. He can absorb beings, like the abilities of beings as a whole. And he went for the Omnitrix next, obviously, because Kevin does not hold back in the OG. He was out to kill anyone and everyone who got in his way. The man was a menace to the core.
We actually like there was a whole the world is so small thing. Like Grandpa Max, his old plumber partner used to be Kevin's dad, which was like, oh, again another relation between you two. My God. And actually, in case of Kevin, they actually showed us what a fully potentialed bad Kevin can do in Aggregor.
Yeah.
That guy basically absorbed life forms of other aliens and like merged them into himself, and he was about to take the entire multiverse out of existence. Remember, with the infinity chases and everything, he was like complete god level.
Yeah, he was about to take the seed of an alien X, if I
Yes,
remember.
yes, he was about to absorb a baby alien X and become god.
Exactly. Essentially God.
So that is what we are saying, that that's what Kevin can do as well.
Exactly.
He actually absorbed Aggregor, alright, and he did not absorb Alien X in that moment, and he just flew away.
He didn't absorb Aggregor. He absorbed the Omnitrix again.
Yes, but and then he absorbed Aggregor.
Yes, and then he absorbed Aggregor as well.
He did that to absorb Aggregor. Like he absorbed the Ultimatrix to absorb Aggregor, because in that condition he would not have been able to touch him. But look, Aggregor and the Ultimatrix, imagine how strong this thing should be. His defeat was too noobish. Ultimate Echo just defeated him in a minute, which is very unfair.
I mean, yeah. It took a lot of episodes
to get there, but when they finally came face to face, and Ben was like, "Okay, I'm gonna defeat this guy now." Just 1 minute.
Yeah, again, like, let's not forget that Ben already has mastered all of the aliens. Kevin, we've already seen Kevin that he can absorb all of these aliens, but he will never reach the full potential of any of them.
Exactly.
Especially
he
when
master
combined.
them.
He will only have 10% of every alien's power.
Mm-hmm.
That was even mentioned in the OG one, that he can only use a certain amount even when he has all of them combined.
Right. It's like he can have so much, but he can use only a little bit of all of them, which is a mutation kind of thing.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Exactly, and Ben was the master of the trade, so he won.
Yeah, I mean, even if Kevin had all of the tricks up his sleeve, Ben already had mastered every trick in the book because he owned the book.
Yeah. Like by the time of Ultimate Alien, Ben had mastered the Omnitrix.
Exactly, like to the point where we even get the glimpse of it in Omniverse, surprisingly, that they have a special key to unlock Alien X.
Yes.
Just in case Kevin ever wanted to absorb the Omnitrix, he would still never be able to get Alien X's power out of it.
Yep. That's how dangerous Alien X is. If Kevin gets it and he can use even 1% of the power, it's already God mode.
Yeah, it's over. It's over, Anakin. I have Alien X.
Like, Ben used Alien X's power for the full potential once, and he completely erased and recreated the entire existence of the verse.
Yeah. I was like, this is not how I remember the smoothie tasting.
But that was a very bad creation by Ben. I really loved Ben 10 and Alien Force and Ultimate Alien. After that,
Omniverse was okay.
watchable, one time watchable, and after that the reboot. Oh no, just no.
Yeah.
In reboot, there's nothing good about it except feedback, which is also from Omniverse only.
Yeah, I mean, it's. We're not going in that territory. That's we don't know what that territory is. That's Area 51, but what do you call it? It's even worse. Because at least in Area 51, people are interested in what's in there.
Right.
Anyhow, any other characters you'd like to go in depth with?
Yes. Grandpa Max. Grandpa Max is really, not used enough.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
By Gwen. No.
Huh?
He used to be a plumber, right? Like, he used his plumber skills only quite a few times. Could have done that more. Like,
Bro, have you seen the OG Ben 10?
Yes, in that, like,
The man, even
he just
before.
went puff in Alien Force and Ultimate.
Even before he revealed that he was a plumber, if you just notice in the episodes just how much Grandpa Max kicks ass in every episode consistently.
No, OG, he is awesome. Also, we need to remember Omnitrix was made for him.
Exactly. Best example is remember Zombozo and his group?
Yes.
Like the acid breath, the weird hair, dumbbell thingy, and just the buff guy. There was an episode, Ghost Freak, the most famous episode of OG is Ghost Freak, where basically, do you know the story behind it? Behind why?
Maybe not. Please tell me.
Well, basically, when Asmith was going around collecting DNA, and let's not ask why and how, but when he was getting Ghost Freak's DNA, like the alien's DNA, it is said to be that even a small percentage of that DNA is sentient for the entire being, and Ghost Freak had previously been aligned with Vilgax. He knew everything about the Omnitrix basically, so he intentionally wanted to get his DNA absorbed into the Omnitrix so that he can later command it himself. But what he did not realize is that once his DNA sample is captured, he's going to be, imprisoned inside it.
Dang, boy, this was new.
And the best part is, even after he managed to get out, he still could not possess Ben because the Omnitrix was still protecting him, even when it was in cooldown mode.
Oh.
That is how much protection the Omnitrix has. even though it's a little weakened, when it's in cooldown mode, it still has enough power for a alien that's literally, the one power is possession. It legit zaps him away.
Yeah, and like the what do you call it? Supernatural aliens, like what do you call it? The horror aliens of Ben are pretty awesome. Like Ben Frankenstein, Ben Wolf. Like
Ghost Freak is just
Ghost Freak is
genuinely.
Huh. I would be scared if that thing shows up
Yeah, especially without the skin.
with like we never get to see what is it that Zombozo sees.
No, we do actually, because when in the Ghost Freak episode,
The tentacles.
yeah, like they show the entire thing in the sense that when he removes the skin of the Ghost Freak, he shows his true self,
Yes.
which is very vulnerable to sunlight.
Ah.
Therefore, like Ben could always go around as Ghost Freak because he never exposed that. He didn't even know it was a weakness. And after that episode, Ghost Freak became more of a taboo transformation for Ben. It gave him more PTSD than Zombos ever would. So yeah, like there are a few episodes like that where there's certain individuals, like they have tiny stories that add so much lore to the Ben 10 universe.
Right.
So what I was trying to say about Grandpa Max is in that Ghost Week episode, the three the three members of Zombozo's gang were present. Grandpa Max, legit, like the buff one was running after Grandpa Max within that episode, and he just flipped him into a room. It's just he like legit picked him up, threw him, like picked him up in the sense that it was running at him, so he used his own momentum to throw him into a room.
No, right?
Like there's one purpose for that guy, and that is strength. And Max is like, no, get the shit out of here.
Grandpa Max is super awesome. Like he should have been shown more in Alien Force and Ultimate.
Man one-shotted Vilgax.
Yeah, he one-shotted Vilgax. Like Vilgax used to be the thing at a time. Like I remember Vilgax. But in Ultimate, after Ultimate, he's just. Oh, the final episode of Ultimate is one of my favorite episodes of all of fiction.
Because he's shown as a god himself.
Yes.
Very close to a god himself.
And the resemblance of Ultraman and Ultimate way big.
That
Even
is
the move.
Yeah, that is
kinda,
intentional.
Yes,
That
that has to be intentional. He did the Super Sentai move. Legit move. He went like with the arms and everything.
Toku Star Beam.
Yes, exactly. Imagine what kind of transformation would Ultimate Alien X be.
I don't think they would be.
They
is
would
already
need
maxed out.
Yeah, it's like I
That's
can create and recreate the universe.
That's just adding clothes on a god. There's no ultimate Alien X.
It's like I can do everything. Now I can do everything, but I can do cooler.
Exactly. Wow, that describes so much anime out there.
Yes, I know, right? Like Super Saiyan, alright. Super Saiyan 2, okay. Super Saiyan 3, okay, bro, we get Super Saiyan God. Color is blue now.
I look cooler.
Meta cooler. There should be an anime on things like Ben 10 and Generator X. Like, what if Japanese people try to make a show out of it?
Exactly.
It would be awesome.
I mean, what do you call it? There are a few other characters that I'd like to touch on within the Ben 10 universe. There's also the girlfriends, potential girlfriends.
Julie.
That girl, I can't remember her name, from the Ben Wolf episode.
Yes.
Then, the alien one, the frog one from Omniverse.
Yes. Personally did not like her that much. Like,
Yeah, personality wise, I can understand. Appearance wise, even more so.
that four arms one?
Four arms one, yeah, she was ready to marry him right then.
Yes.
So yeah,
Ben got a lot of chicks.
I mean, like a lot of people on the internet argue that the Ben Wolf episode one, Kai, I think her name is Kai.
Guy, yes.
So she is not a fit for Ben because everyone assumes that she just loves Ben when he's in Ben Wolf form.
Ooh,
She's a furry like that.
dang. Interesting.
But I don't know. I mean, like she seemed pretty supportive from the get go.
Yeah.
But I don't like. I didn't see that furry side becoming a toxic trait or anything.
But still, my favorite is Julie and like
Sheep.
Yeah, exactly. Ben, Julie, and Sheep were perfect. And Sheep is so OP.
Yeah, of course.
Like sheep. I'm gonna fucking kill everybody. Battleship mode. Like okay, bro. Chill. Also, this backstory of a few aliens is pretty interesting. Like Diamond Head to Chroma Stone, that is basically the hero of the planet.
Exactly.
And the upgrade thing, that from a moon they created upgrade, and then malware was also there, which is a villain.
Yeah. I mean, like, what do you call it? There was even in the OG episode, like when Ben, like, upgrade wasn't even, he wasn't even discovered on screen. He
Huh.
just turned into him one day.
Yes.
And he didn't even question it. He didn't even give a statement as if he was new or anything. He's just, yeah, he's here. And he
But-
shot a beam,
Yes.
and you never see that again.
Beam we did not see too much. But upgrade, according to me, if a techno guy gets to use upgrade, like give Tony Stark upgrade, he will use it to the maximum potential. He will become God with upgrade.
Exactly. I mean, what do you call it? What I was trying to say is that the only time we've ever seen Upgrade use that beam ever again is in the games.
Yes.
And talking about the games, there's one game that you'll never find anymore, and it was the best game for Ben 10, where it was a 2D game where you could roam around the, what was it called? The knights.
Ha ha ha.
He was fighting the knights in their lair or something, and you could turn into any one of the 10 aliens by choice, and there would be a cooldown on it as well. It used to be on the Cartoon Network website,
Pretty dope.
and they just removed it. And that's why I'm so disappointed that we'll never get to see a proper Ben 10 game ever again.
Talking about games, remember that samurai game of Ben 10? I really loved it. I never got to play this one, but the samurai game I played, and it was one of my favorites.
Yeah, in the samurai game, you could turn into three aliens, right? If I
Yes.
remember, you could turn into Cannonbolt,
Yes.
which was useless. I think four arms,
Uh-huh.
and I can't remember the third one. I don't remember. Maybe Diamond Head, I think. Most
Yes.
probably Diamond Head. Most probably.
Yeah. And also there was another very useful one. Surprisingly interesting game. Remember the blocks game on Cartoon Network of Ben 10? In which you could turn into aliens if you collect the block of that alien.
Yeah.
And there was a ultimate attack if you complete all the Omnitrix parts. That was pretty interesting, like to play.
There are even speedruns of that game on YouTube.
Yes, it's very interesting. So now that we have talked about games, let's complete this by talking about our favorite aliens from all the three main generations. We are not gonna talk about the shared generations, the later ones, Omniverse and Reboot.
I mean, Omniverse had a few.
Omniverse had a few. We'll give them special mention.
Like Feedback was a good one.
And for this section, we have another friend joining in.
Our favorite real life alien. Welcome, Anirudh.
Hi,
Welcome,
guys.
Anirudh.
And also have a good day, Dylan.
Thank you.
This guy is so much alien, we used to name him Hybrid. So yeah.
I guess that wasn't required for this podcast.
It was.
This wasn't, but okay.
Okay, so beginning from OG. So Dylan, what is your favorite OG alien?
Accelerate. I do not care how powerless or how he might not stand against the other aliens. His his speed is what looked cool. Like there was a opening of an episode in a baseball game they open, and Accelerate is shown to be so fast that he literally switches the way the baseball would go just so he could see his team winning.
Dang.
Like flash kind of speed going on where everything looks still and he's the only one moving.
Anirudh.
Okay, so my favorite alien will be like forearms.
Forearms.
Yeah.
Why?
Because, you know, with forearms you can do multiple stuff at the same time. Also, you'll be strong enough to beat anyone's shit out.
I mean, okay, fair enough. My only argument against that would be that, it's not about the arms, it's about the consciousness that lets you limit yourself to one activity.
My argument against accelerate would be a rope.
Yeah, fair enough.
Also,
He'd have to jump.
You know, if you use speed that much, you know.
If we actually merge accelerate and forearms, we can actually create the perfect, stud
Oh. Forearms.
and
Speed.
accelerate, strength and speed.
I am imagining a lot of different stuff
Yes.
in my head.
And my favorite alien is Upgrade because techno guy, and I have so many ideas about using Upgrade to its full potential, and he is one of the best in my opinion. I'll just not go on about him because it will just turn into a conversation about Upgrade. So, Alien Force, which is your favorite?
Alien Force, Goop.
Goop, nice choice.
He's literally invulnerable if it wasn't for that little floating thing on his head. And that's not even his consciousness. It's still in the goop.
Mm.
I have to think about it.
Plus, anything that touches goop is, they'll melt.
Yup, acid, he's acid.
Floating acid with a UFO.
And he could
on
fly,
it.
right?
Yes.
So yeah, my favorite alien would be Big Chill because you can go invisible and you can freeze a lot of stuff. So
Yeah, I would kind of appreciate that one a lot because Big Chill got a lot of screen time as well. He got a specific episode. He was a mommy in that episode.
yeah, I mean,
And according to me, Big Chill has one of the best moments in Ben 10. It was in Ultimate, but it was still one of the best moments against Zombozo when he like froze him and it was like so cold that it burns.
Exactly. And let's not
That
forget,
was awesome.
it's always the aliens that can get intangible with, stuff that gives Ben the hardest of time because Ghost Freak turned out to be a villain. Big Chill developed its own conscious so it could be a mother.
Like in the morning, Ben was like, "Why do I have metal in my?"
yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. So my favorite is Swarmfire. One, he was basically the first alien to be introduced in Alien Force, and I was very excited what is the new roster. So that kind of played well with me. Plus, he is to a certain extent
He's wild.
invulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he can regrow,
He can regrow limbs. He can shoot fire. He can
throw grenades.
throw grenades. He is very awesome. Like
Grenades are
I vibe
basically
with him.
seeds.
Yeah,
they blast.
the function was of a grenade.
Yeah, I mean
And they could-
my point is like that was cool.
That-
That-
yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's
that-
basically a combination of wild wine and heat blast.
Getting to ultimates.
Ultimates.
In Ultimates, you guys can mention either an ultimate form of an alien or the new aliens that were introduced in Ultimate.
In Ultimates, I don't have a favorite Ultimate that I can think of actually. I would go with Ultimate Humongosaur because he looks like a tank and he could shoot missiles out of his knuckles.
Oh, yeah, he was a monster. He was an abomination.
Oh, let's not forget the fact that, in Alien Force, the movie, Alien Swarm, they gave Humongosaur the power that the series completely forgot about, is that he can grow.
He actually did in one episode. In animation, he grew, his spine grew, he had spikes all over him. That happened in just one episode, but it should have happened more, yes.
Exactly.
Okay, so talking about my favorite ultimate alien would be
You can agree, I saw your expression, it's okay.
ultimate spider monkey. Well, it's
Ah.
like chimp with the spider legs. It's like awesome, and he could shoot web through his mouth. So hell lot of
Ulal.
web out there.
Gorilla who can bite you.
Yeah, plus the extra limbs
Yeah.
were spidery.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is ultimate spider.
Also, he's like the most muscular animal sort of thing.
That resembled, like, that a human would have been able to recognize as a
Yeah.
gorilla.
Right. Talking about my favorite ultimate, in ultimates my favorite is ultimate big chill. Big red winged ghost type which can legit burn you. It's so cool that it burns. That moment is framed in my mind and I am a fan. Alright, ultimate big chill is my go-to ultimate alien. I would turn into that if I have to fight anyone.
Anyone?
Anyone.
What if, the person's invulnerable to temperatures?
Then I would just scare him to death.
How?
Picture is not a scare type.
I do that anyways.
Okay.
Ghost
Okay.
type.
I mean, like,
Ultimate big chill is awesome.
Yeah.
I was about to mention, like, pesky dust is an honorable mention here if you're going into nightmare fuel.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, the only power it has is that it'll make you sleep and it'll give you the worst nightmares.
My
Agreed.
honorable mention would be Ultimate Echo just for the sole reason that he got plot armor and defeated Ultimate Kevin in like one shot.
Yeah.
Like, damn, we have army.
Now let's get into Omniverse because there were some new aliens. It was not good, but there were some new aliens.
In Omniverse, look, my favorite's feedback, and the show
Feedback
explains.
is awesome.
The
Feedback is just awesome.
The show explains as to why feedback is awesome. I'm not gonna get into
That's
that.
the entire good part of the show.
Omniverse, I'm gonna mention which one was the worst addition.
Ah.
It's the Lego Alien.
Oh, blocks.
Yeah, it's like did they run out of ideas? They made an alien out of a toy that exists.
I mean, they
Lego.
eventually did because of the animation. I couldn't watch it.
Yeah,
It was shit. The aliens were also not that good. Other aliens, there was a rooster.
and a grasshopper.
No, yeah, and a grasshopper. No, that's like the crash hopper they called him.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
There were other aliens as well. Like Upchuck was bought back.
Upchuck was bought back. Upchuck was pretty nice in OG.
Exactly.
But yeah, animation is still shitty. You cannot
And
beat
some
that.
honorable mentions from like OG are like Ditto because
Yeah, Ditto,
Ditto was awesome.
Ditto, Echo,
Echo was also awesome.
and Ripjaw.
Ripjaw, yes. Wildmine also.
Yeah, Wildmine is so underutilized.
And just for the ferociousness of character Wrath.
Oh yeah, Wrath has to be another favorite, I want to say.
Yes. Wrath is awesome.
Yeah. Like, it's only his personality that makes him stand out. Otherwise, he's basically a brawler.
Yes. Let's also talk about the worst ones. Of all the Ben 10 lore there is, one alien that you hate the most.
One alien that I hate the most. Oh my god, okay. One alien that I hate the most. It's gotta be the mustache one from Omniverse.
Ah, right. Can't remember his name.
Yeah, it's I can just describe him. He's as small as Upchuck, and his only ability is that he can punch people with his mustache.
It's like weird. Not required at all. And he can't even pack a sponge that strong, to be
Yeah.
honest. Anirudh.
Kevin 11.
He's not an alien.
After he
Absorb the
absorbed the
Omnitrix?
Omnitrix, it's like a weirdest abomination sort of thing, and I hate it.
Okay.
वो बैठा नहीं कुछ खास.
Okay.
Everyone
enough.
has their own opinion on that.
I can never like stinkfly for some reason. I don't know. I have something with insects. I don't. Fun fact: I hate dragonflies, real life insects. Stinkfly resembles that a lot, and he stinks and he throws whatever the shit he throws. So
Fluids everywhere.
Methane fluid,
No,
because
I don't like
that is very flammable.
me no likey.
Okay.
So yeah, but he was kind of useful in OG. So what can we do?
Yeah.
Much more useful than Blocks and the mustache guy.
Yeah,
I
much
mean,
more.
जो मैंने बोला केविन वाला,
Hmm.
केविन जो नॉर्मल बेंटन में था ना वो बेकार था. जो एलियन फोर्स में जो केविन आया था दैट वाज ऑसम.
Yeah.
क्योंकि जो उन्होंने
Level up.
कैरेक्टर डेवलप करा है ना
हाँ.
एलियन फोर्स में दैट वाज नाइस. वो बहुत शिटी था जो उन्होंने नॉर्मल बेंटन में दिखाया है.
Yeah, he's like
Agree.
Kevin in OG was a one note thing. Like he only had one motivation is to kill.
And he can't do it.
Yeah. At least in Alien Force, he's like, you gotta Gwen. You gotta. He's like Ben. You gotta treat your girl like you treat your car.
Yes. That line I heard from a friend yesterday.
Nice.
My god. Huh. So as the final part of this video, which is your favorite villain of all the Benton loads?
Favorite villain.
Hmm.
Favorite villain. I don't know. I'm going through the entire roster of the
Anirudh?
Ben's villains.
Anything on top of the
Thinking
mind?
as well, yeah, can't remember the name of those monkey brothers. What was their name?
The ones who get addicted to the bubble popping
Yeah.
in
Ah.
Alien Force.
Yeah.
Ah, don't remember his
Like
name.
those guys were pretty badass,
Uh-huh.
and they were afraid of their mama.
Yes, they were. They were.
They were.
For me, I think it would be Dr. Animo.
Oh, same, dude.
Cause his craziness, his insanity, is literally because he didn't get a prize for being the best scientist. Like he became such a big villain just because he didn't get a prize.
Even my favorite villain is Dr. Animo because of the consistency. He never lost character in OG Alien Force. Whenever he showed up, he was super awesome. Like I even liked the episodes of Omniverse in which Dr. Animo was there.
Hey, an honorable mention over here would be Albedo.
Albedo. Oh, Albedo is super.
Dense.
Yeah, I know.
Vilgax and Albedo to are the main.
Yeah, I mean like Vilgax
And
is
there's
a
that
pure.
Hunter as well of Omniverse. He was not bad actually.
I don't remember a hunter.
Yeah, he was the yeah, I don't remember his name, but he had a dog on which he made Omnitrix of his own, which he characterized how he took all the aliens that Ben uses and he went to that planet, took the DNA of the aliens that the predators of those aliens have, and then he put them in that Omnitrix.
Oh yeah, I remember something like that.
He was awesome. Like itni mehnat. Like the villains were pretty awesome. Zomboza and Malware are also pretty nice.
Yes.
But
But I'd like to say that Albedo was like he's more of an anti-hero than a villain.
yes, actually. And Vilgax is actually the main villain of the show, to be honest. But still, my favorite will remain Dr. Animo.
Yes.
Alright then, with this, we shall end this podcast. See you later.